Hello everyone. In today's video we will look at the process of creating a new VPC. So as you can see on my screen, I am on the VPC page of AWS console. On the left side we can see VPCs, subnets, route tables, internet gateways, elastic IPs endpoints, NAT gateway, peering connections. So we can see a whole lot of network related things on this page. Okay, so let's try creating a new VPC today. So I will click on your VPC. Okay, now it says resources to create. Now what we will do now, there is another option for me that with this console I can create a internet gateway and NAT gateway, subnets, route tables. Okay, so if I just click on VPC, then it will just create a VPC. I will have to individually create all the other required things. For now I will just what if I click on VPC and more, then I can create a VPC which will have 2 or 3 subnets based on my requirements. Then we can have internet gateway and NAT gateway and the route tables as well to route the traffic. Okay, so for now I will create a VPC like this, give it as project demo VPC. All right, so this VPC will have a CIDR range of this 10.0.0.0/16, and I will give 2 subnets. One subnet will be in US East 1A and one will be in US East 1B. One will be a public subnet and one will be a private subnet in both zones. Okay, East 1A I will have one public subnet and one private. Similarly here also I will have one public subnet and one private subnet. Okay, so in this way my load balancers and all can be in a public subnet, and my EC2 instances, they can all be in the private subnet. Right, now for these instances to communicate to the outside world, I will have a internet gateway. Okay, so the public subnet, they will have a route table. That route table will actually connect to the internet gateway so that my packet can go out to the outside world. Yeah, right now private subnet will not be able to communicate with the outside world because I don't have any connectivity. So if you can look at it, it will just go through an S3 endpoint. Okay, so now I will also add, so we'll go further. 10.0.0.0/16 tenancy is default. Number of availability zones 2, like I have US East 1A and 1B. If I give 3, it will also have 1C, but I will just keep it as 2 for now, and I can also customize it. Yeah, number of public subnets, fine, I just want 2 public subnets. If I give 3, it will become 3, so I will give 2 public subnets. How many private subnets I want? I want 2 for now. I can either have 4 as well. Okay, but I will keep 2. And 2, I want a NAT gateway. Okay, I want 1 per AZ. So now when I click on one NAT gateway, what will happen is you will see that one NAT gateway is here. Okay, so what it will do, this NAT gateway will help me to communicate my private instances in private subnet to the internet. Okay, so without NAT gateway, my instances in in private subnet cannot communicate to the outside world. Right, so I have this setup now, and I will click on, so the name is project demo VPC. Okay, I'll give project demo 1 instead of VPC. Project demo -1-VPC. Click on create VPC. So now you can see here the VPC is getting created. So with this console, it's a lot easier for me. Earlier we just had a console where we need to individually go and create a VPC in the NAT gateway. We have to create separately, but with this feature of AWS, it gives you a graphical representation and it makes things a lot easier, and you can easily see what where is the route tables pointing to and all. So it makes a lot easier for us to create a VPC with this console. Yeah, so now we can see that this NAT gateway is getting activated and this VPC is already available. Yeah, see, so my project 1 demo VPC is available now. So if I clear the filters, then I can see 2 VPC. One is my default VPC and one is the project one demo VPC. This is the CID or flow logs I haven't enabled. Okay, so it is now what this has done. It has created VPC, then created the S3 endpoint. It has created these 4 subnets. Okay, it has created the internet gateway for my public VPC to communicate with the outside world. It has created the route table. It has allocated an elastic IP for my NAT gateway. NAT gateway will require an elastic IP. It has created the NAT gateway and it is waiting for it to get active. So once it is active, you will see that rest of the things are actually getting created very quickly. It just takes a while for the NAT gateway to become active. Okay, so if I come here on the subnets, I can see these 4 subnets here. Project demo 1. So I have all the subnets that are available for me. Project demo 1 private subnet and project demo 1 public subnet. Then similarly we have project demo 2 private subnet, and then we have project demo this 2 public subnet. Okay, so I have US one, so I have 2 private, 1 public and 1 private subnet in US East 1A. Then I have 1 private and 1 public subnet in US East 1B. Right. So in this way, now we can see that my entire creation of this VPC NAT gateway is complete. If I click on view VPC, I can see everything from here. Okay, so now I have these VPCs. Now what I can do, let's create some EC2 instances here. Yeah. So for that, I will go to the EC2. I will choose the other this thing. I will go to the EC2 console. And I will create some instances here. Okay, so I will say web server private. So I will create web server. I will create 2 web servers. I will create one web server 1 private. Okay, Amazon Linux. Rest I will keep the same settings. Key pair I will use my same key pair that I used other. Now in the network settings I will edit it and I will put it in the new VPC. I put it in the project 1 demo VPC. Where do I want this instance to be? Do I want it in public or do I want it in private? Okay, so I will create the instances in the private. So this is subnet 2 private, subnet US East 1A, US East 1B. So I will create this in US East 1B. And I don't need a public IP for this. Okay, security group, I can create a new security group saying 26th September web SRV1. So I've created a new security group with 26 September web SRV1. Okay, and I will apply SSH, right? From I will give it my IP for now. Okay, that I don't want to open it for the whole world. I will just give my IP. Then I will keep all the things same. Okay, and the configuration is also same. I have not storage is also same. I haven't changed anything. Keep all these things same for now. And I will say launch instance. So I have created one instance now, and this is in US East 1B. Okay, now I will create another instance. Private web server 2, and I will put it in. I will use the same configuration. I will just change my availability zone here. Network settings, VPC I will put it in the demo VPC, and this will be in my East 1A. The earlier one was in 1B and this is in East 1A. Okay, I will say web SRV2 my IP. So I created the same, just that I have changed the VPC to demo VPC and I have changed the subnet to US is to 1A instead of US is to 1B. So this is my second instance that I'm launching. So these instances, they don't have a public IP. I won't be able to access these. Okay, so they both are having private IPs because I didn't select the option to give me a public IP. So I won't be able to access it even if I create these two. Okay, so next thing is, now to access this, I will create another instance and I will put it in the public subnet with I will create it as a Bastion host. It as Bastion host. Okay, now I will create it as a Bastion host and AWS, fine. Rest of the things are same. Okay, I will go to the network settings. I will change the VPC. Alright, so I will put it in a public one. I will put it in US East 1A. Right, auto assign FTP enabled. I will assign it a public IP. Right, 6th September hyphen Bastion host. So I want one instance to be in public. From this instance, we will try accessing our instances in the private subnet. Okay, SSH from my IP, and then these things are same. Okay, so I will do a launch instance. So now I will have three instances that are running. One is a web server 1 private web server 2, and then there is a Bastion host. So if I look here, it doesn't have a IP. Okay, it doesn't have a public IP. So even if I try connecting it from here, if I try connecting here, then it won't work. So it won't work from here because I'm trying to connect to a private IP. Now let's try connecting to the Bastion host. So I will do like this. So if you look here, we are able to connect because I was because it was a private because this had a public IP. Now I want to access my other instances from the Bastion host. So what I need to do, I need to allow the entry in the security groups of the Bastion host of the web servers. Okay, so this is the security group for private web server 2. Okay, then I will say edit inbound rules, add rule. I want SSH from, now I want SSH from the Bastion host. What is the security group? It is 5A 4C. 5A, this one. So I will say Bastion host SG 1E 5A 4C. So this is 1E 5A 4C. So on these instances, I am allowing the inbound connection from my IP. So on these instances, I am allowing connection from my Bastion host. Okay, so this is, and for let's go on the second web server as well. So this, what is the security group? This is the security group for my second web server. Okay, so on this way I will go and allow the security group, same 5A 4C. Edit inbound rule. This is again SSH from 5A, this one 1E 5A 4C. This is from Bastion host. This is my IP. Okay, so now I have, so now my from Bastion host I can access both these web servers. Okay, now if I try doing an SSH, so how do I access this? I'll go here and do connect. Why it's giving me an error? Because I don't have this EC2 MySQL key here available on my machine. Okay, so I will copy the so after creating my this EC2 MySQL pair, I am able to do SSH and I'm able to access. Now let's see if I'm able to access google.com. Yes, so I'm able to access the internet from my other instance. Okay, so we were on 701. Now let's try accessing the other private instance. This is this one. Connect. I will come out of my first instance first. Okay, now I will do this one. So I'm able to access both. So I'll connect again to my Bastion host. I will do a connect. So now I'm on the Bastion host, and now let me try connecting the other web server, this one. So I'm able to connect. Oh, it says permission denied. So I'm able to log in. So we can see in this way we are able to log in and connect and do our work. Okay, so yeah, this is how we can do it. So we have now two servers that I'm able to access from my Bastion host. So my internal instances are protected now. They are not able to directly access, only I can access through my Bastion host. Okay, so yeah guys, this was how we can create a VPC with public private subnets, internet gateway and NAT gateway, and this is how we can also create a secure setup with the Bastion host, and other instances are in private, they can't be accessed from the outside world. Okay, so I hope you found this useful, and please do subscribe to my channel. Thank you.